Bam. There we go. No one saw what happened. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the DominateDominion.com League of Legends Dominion Tournament number 59. We've been doing this for a little while now, and that's pretty cool. This is going to be the round of 32 game. It is going to be Roseflier versus Dark Implosion, two teams that have not been seen before in the DominateDominion tournament. They are new to competition. I'm very excited to put them on camera for you guys here today. I'm going to post the chat bans in the Twitch chat right there for you guys to be able to see. The chat bans are Jayce, Singed, Rammus, and Pantheon. I like they're waiting to check and see that I am ready. Yes, I am. Go whenever. So those chat bans right there, those look pretty solid to me. I'm not really seeing any big holes in those. I don't know why there is no... Okay, it's cool, Gorman. I got you. Shoutouts to Gorman for being super admin today and having to deal with all these new teams and stuff. Alright, so Roseflier versus Dark Implosion. I don't know anything about these two teams. These two teams are both new, so I want to thank them for coming out to play this week and check out the tournament. And thanks to all you guys for coming out here and watching this week. So let's talk about the chat bans real quick. The chat bans were Jayce, Singed, Rammus, and Pantheon. Jayce has really good long-range poke. He's a pretty good brawler as well. He's durable, he's fast. All things that really are effective in this game mode, so having him banned out is good. Singed, extremely durable, can bottom lane fairly well, is a great dive up at the top, can do a lot of damage if you leave him alone, which frankly you kind of have to. I mean, you're not going to focus Singed down. Singed is disruptive and annoying, and sometimes it's just easier to ban him out than have to deal with him. Invincible Singed, man, do not want. Rammus also being banned. Rammus brings some CC to the table with an airborne and a taunt. He has AoE damage with tremors, but that's not the real thing that we're worried about. We're worried about his movement speed. He can move so quickly around the map, highly mobile, comes out, pops with that airborne, hits you with that taunt, locks you down, the AD carry just eats you up. Pretty scary thing to have happen. And the last ban, it looks like was going to be Pantheon and reset. What? What happened? I put my admin hat on, even though I'm not really an admin. Same bans as you just had when we remake. Okay. We had a guy crash, but that's okay because sometimes crash. Eve, Leo, Cass, bye. There you go. While we're waiting for the game to get remade because one guy had his client freak out on him. This is the DominateDominion.com League of Legends Dominion Tournament number 59. If you guys want to come out and play, this is a free tournament. It goes on every week. Bring your friends, come out and play. If you were going to play Dominion anyway, why not have a chance at winning some RP? I think that would be pretty cool, right? You can get your game cast maybe by me, and you can say to people, hey, look, I play Dominion competitively. I know what I'm talking about, and you are completely allowed to use that in an argument because it would be true. Now, if you also want to keep up with Dominion media coming out from the Dominate Dominion team and all the stuff that they do, you follow the Twitch page right here, the one that you're on right now. This, on the Twitch page, you can go to the lower left-hand corner over there and click the follow button. It lets you know when the stream goes live, and you can check out other streams that go on during the week here. Dominate Dominion's owner, the Feedski, streams some gameplay of his own, and some other people rotate in and on off camera as well to play some games for you guys. So if you want to check that out during the week, make sure you're following the Twitch page or follow them on Twitter at DominateDom. You can also see updates about what's going on when they tweet there. And lastly, Facebook.com/DominateDominion. Go ahead and give them a like over there. And we love that like counter to go up, man. People like to know when they say, hey man, how many likes do you have? How many subscribers do you have? How many Twitch followers do you have? We want to have that number go up as high as possible so we can say to people, hey look, we have over 9,000. Let's use outdated jokes in the commentary. That will be amazing. So back to the ban screen. We talked about the chat bans a little bit ago. We left off at Pantheon. Pantheon is a durable character. He was banned during the chat ban phase of the game. In the Dominate Dominion tournaments, there are 10 bans. There are the 6 bans that go on here in the lobby, and there's an additional 4 bans that happen in the pre-game lobby chat beforehand, and those bans were Jayce, Singed, Rammus, and Pantheon was the last one. Pantheon is a really durable bruiser. He can front load a lot of damage. He's great at finishing people off, and he's global map presence with Grand Skyfall, so he's really good at bailing out points. I'm a big fan of Garrison Pantheon and defending things. I'm also a big fan of Exhaust Pantheon and killing things. I'm also a fan of running Revive on everything because it's great. But there's a lot of ways you can play Pantheon, and he's an awesome character to have, and sometimes it's just easier to ban him than have to deal with him. And that's what some of the bans come down to in this game mode. Sometimes you'll see it, well, why did they ban that character? A lot of it comes down to some characters are really strong. Like Kassadin down here, looking at the rest of the bans that are going on. Kassadin has extraordinary mobility. He can pretty much go anywhere on the map. Infinite chase, infinite retreat from a fight. Long silence, has a slow. Great character, very, very difficult to deal with. And you can handle Kassadin in the game. Do you guys want to know how to beat Kassadin? I'll tell you. Even if you don't want to know, you're going to have to deal with it anyway. The resets. Guys, the resets. Someone who was in Feedski's chat a few weeks ago for that game knows what I'm talking about when I say the resets. Back to Kassadin, though. You want to know how to deal with Kassadin? Multiple coordinated hard CC. We're talking airborne stun suppresses here. Alright? So, if you want to deal with Kassadin, you want to throw like a Moo Banish Toss on him, right? And then you want to pop him with a Pantheon stun. Then you want to snare him with Curse the Sad Mummy. And then after that, you want to tag him with like Mal's Silence or something so he can't Rift Walk. Whatever. And then Kassadin will probably be dead by then. But the fact is, you have to devote so much crowd control to taking out Kassadin that his teammates kind of get to beat you up a little bit. So that's the downside to it. So people would rather just not have to deal with Kassadin entirely than worry about having to stagger that CC like that. See, Evelynn right there. Evelynn gets banned because, you know what? You don't want to live in constant fear of getting destroyed. Getting destroyed. I forgot where the G was in that sentence, but that's okay. Evelynn is a high AP damage character. It's just a lot of spell damage, magic, all that, AP, you know how it works. She runs around the map in stealth, she jumps out, destroys people. It's scary. You want to watch out for that. And you can get a sweeper or something, or a light, or a Grez's, and, you know, have that click for vision, but you know what? You're not going to have it all the time. And by the way, is going to have to constantly live in fear of Evelynn coming down and wrecking things for them. It's easier to ban Evelynn than have to deal with her. That's just an easy way to take care of her. Now we're seeing Nidalee over there. Nidalee has amazing poke. Her damage is completely ridiculous. And the way that she can kind of sit up behind a point and chuck spears, and you have to walk through that to get to her, no thank you. She has a heal, so when you're trying to kill someone, Nidalee heals them and throws a spear at you, no thank you. You can kill Nidalee. She's not terribly durable. You can just kill her. She's dodge time. Guys, what? Reset! Who has the reset emote? If anyone has that. Alright, what happened that time? Another crash. Bible thump. Percent reset. There we go. Yeah, no, I'm saying that's what's up. Just shout reset. Berserk. If it goes berserk, then it can only take attack actions, and it will always move to and attack the nearest target, and it gets 1.5 times its PA to damage. Maybe that's a different video game. But you know what I mean. Percent reset, OP. Okay. So, guy crashes. Let him relog. Then, same picks up to the point it was at. There we go. You need guts to go berserk. Hey, if you're a crazy... I'm just saying. If you are a crazy, some kind of person, go berserk. Yeah, so look at the bans on the other side that aren't on the screen right now. Vi was another one of the bans. Vi has an armor reduction, which is pretty powerful. And you You don't want to deal with that. I mean, Vi's armor reduction is harder to apply than Wukong's, but still pretty scary. She has a suppress in addition to that, which is really rough. So, there you go. Someone's saying that there was a forfeit. Make sure to screenshot evidence of the forfeit. If someone wants to post that in the Twitch chat to the person who just said that, because we need that for record keeping. So Vi can get banned out because she has that on her side, and she's pretty beefy. I think there might be better bans than that, but I'm not gonna say that Vi is a bad ban if you don't want to deal with her. Then Leona. Leona has all kinds of crowd control. Stun, slow, she has a gap diver. It's not just a gap closer, because she goes through like 3 or 4 gaps to get to whoever Zenith Blade connects to. Zenith Blade takes you to the back target, which is important, because in this game mode, when you have a wall of people like Mundo and other champions in front of you, and you want to get to that back person, Zenith Blade just takes you right through. So there you go. And then she has Solar Flare on top of that to stun someone. She has the shield to stun someone. She makes an excellent dive because Eclipse gives her that increased armor and MR. Leona's a little bit of a slow character, but she's great in this game mode. So if anyone out there plays Leona, no fear, man, Leona will wreck people. And Blitzcrank. Blitzcrank also is another highly disruptive champion, because he has a pull stun with the grab. He has an airborne, and he has a short silence, a very short silence, only a half second, but it's really good for interrupting things, just kind of throwing people off, buying you a little bit of time. It's good. Blitzcrank is also a really mobile character, which is another reason why he is popular in this game mode. He doesn't eat bans very often, but he can move around the map very actively. There's a player, MMKH, who is known for Blitzcrank play as well. And you can do a lot of things with Blitzcrank. I mean, you can build tanky, support Blitzcrank, or you can build fight Blitzcrank and get a Sheen and start beating people up. It can be pretty scary. So, yeah, I can see why you would want to ban Blitzcrank. Blitzcrank and Leona means that they're trying to remove a lot of CC if they want to ban those two characters. Bans that didn't get made, ones that jump out to me immediately are Kha'Zix and Wukong got through, which is pretty awesome. Wukong is a character that usually gets banned out. A player Panzer's laments at not having been able to play Wukong in a long, long time. No, they didn't get to that pick. Unicorns. He didn't lock in as it. He just had it highlighted. That was the one that was in question. Alright. Ta-da! Let's take away these blockers here. And looking at the picks here, I'm going to tell you why I like these real quick. I was a very avid Katarina player before the rework, and I don't like post-rework Kat at all, but that's just me. There are some players like Katya_7 in the chat is a great Kat player. And Feedsky, Dominate means the Feedsky plays some Katarina as well. She's a good character because if you get Katarina the reset, she will kill more people. Katarina is not a one-and-done character, alright? You can keep your Katarina going, you just have to give her a little bit more and more and more as the fight goes on, alright? Kat goes in, jumps in, gets her target, great, Kat's done. No, not quite. You reload your Katarina by killing someone else. And then she's like, oh wait, I can go again, I can kill more people. And then she jumps out, takes someone else down, repeat, repeat, repeat. Katarina can blenderize an enemy team, like, really hard. You have to be aware of her. However, she is a lot more fragile post-rework than she was before her rework. So she's a little bit easier to kill now, and she's deathly allergic to crowd control. However, what I'm seeing here is I'm seeing Katarina and I'm seeing Mash Jean. If that's an APE, I feel like that might be an APE bottom, but if that's APE top, then you're going to have a Highlander in play with that as well. So you have the reset with the other reset. You have APE go in, Alpha Strike, put out a ton of damage on everybody. He's in the middle of the fight. He pops Meditate. He's healing. People try and focus him because they don't know any better. Kat ults, kills a couple people. Kat and he both get resets, and they spray damage all over the team again. Meanwhile, Kha'Zix gets resets on his jump. So this is team resets right here. Kha'Zix can just jump in, jump out, jump in, get the reset, escape, fire the rockets off, whatever, hang around for a little bit, re-engage. Good stuff I can see going on right there. And Ezreal is a great AD carry in this game mode. I love that pick a lot. Global map presence with the True Shot Barrage there. And then I'm seeing Sejuani, and post-rework Sejuani is excellent. The only thing that I'm seeing here really is they don't have like an AP bruisery character. Kat's pretty fragile. You can build her a little bit durable, but overall she's not going to be the not really stand deliver type. So the only thing that really have zoning for Ezreal here is Sejuani, if that is indeed Yi down the bottom. Look at the other team. You have J4, Gangplank, Mundo, Wukong, and Twisted Fate. I'm a big fan of Mundo in Dominion, by the way. And Mundo is highly sustainable. He can actually be a pretty good bottom laner. Makes for a great dive. His damage is kind of so-so, but he does that sort of thing like Singe does where he just lives a really long time. Gangplank has only short-range poke. I'm actually not too big a fan of Gangplank in Dominion, but his ability to bail out points with the ultimate can be good. His poke with Parlay is awesome. He is a fast champion. He does have a self-cleanse, though, but he's really susceptible to being kited, unfortunately, and that's one thing you have to worry about if you are a Gangplank player, is that happening. And since people tend to be kind of durable, and kiting tends to be sort of, durable delay is sort of tends to be the meta, Gangplank sort of suffers a lot at upper-end Dominion gameplay. But in the sort of middle tier, you can use Gangplank. He's okay, but I would say that there's probably better picks than that. Come on, come back, little client. I need you on the screen. There you go. Ta-da! We're seeing Twisted Fate as well. Twisted Fate can machine gun out some stuns, man. He is just gat with the stun. Gold card is great. Global map presence with the gate. Or is it Destiny? I forget what it's called. I'm sorry. But he has a global map presence with that. It does a lot of ability power damage, can chain CC people. The problem with Twisted Fate is Twisted Fate can die very easily. If you catch Twisted Fate, he's probably going to get dead. He's probably going to get dead. That sentence was awful. Let's try again. Twisted Fate will probably be killed if someone is able to connect with him. But he does have a lot of damage, and if you can keep your Twisted Fate alive, he will really do some work. And we have Jarvan and we have Wukong. I actually have no idea who their bottom laner is going to be over here. Jarvan, who is an excellent character in Dominion. He has a line effect airborne. He spawns terrain. He's a durable character. He can do some good melee damage as well. And Wukong, who has an AoE multi-target airborne and armor reduction. Wukong's a great champion in Dominion. That is a very, very strong pick. And so is the Kha'Zix pick on the other side. And looking at these two teams here, I haven't introduced them yet. This is Roseflier versus Dark Implosion. Roseflier on the top half of the screen. It's Mr. Loveless X playing as Katarina, Silence playing as Ezreal, Saskio playing as Kha'Zix, Freezy playing as Sejuani, and Fear Flames playing as Master Yi. And then over on Dark Implosion's side, we have Sniper Wolf 9 playing as Jarvan IV. We have T. Collins? We have T. Collins? C-O-L-I-N. All those eyes makes my eyes hurt. Yeah. We have T. Collins on Twisted Fate. We have the Rafflecopter X playing as Gangplank. We have... I can't see Mundo's name because I'm too far away from my TV. There we go. We have Sornak playing as Dr. Mundo. And we have Baked Toaster playing as Wukong. Probably no relation to Magic Toaster, but nonetheless, Baked Toaster playing as Wukong. Looking at the summoner spells here, a couple people in the chat posted about Revive. By the way, I am 1 out of 1 of your casters today. I am Gandair of the gaming clan, Vacho clan, and I'm going to be the man behind the mic and the camera for the event this week. Looking at these here, Ghost. Ghost is a very, very popular spell when Dominion first came out, because we hadn't figured out why Revive is so strong. And Ghost can do a couple things. Because of the Speed Shrine positioning, Ghost can give you pretty good movement speed on the map. The only problem is... Oh, there's a pause right there. That's probably for Master Yi to reconnect. That would not surprise me at all if that was the case. So we go ahead and click over to my overlay right here. And I'll try and remember to bring the overlay down this time. But Master Yi had been having some connection issues here. So once he is connected back to the game, we will get rolling here, but it gives me time to talk about the summoner spells a little bit more. Ghost as a spell versus Revive. Revive is a much stronger spell than Ghost is. Revive will cancel you being dead, because it's the only way to counter being dead. Also, it will give you a movement speed increase and a health increase if you take the mastery for it. And the thing about Revive is, no Lollercakes 13. I do not, unfortunately. To your question in the Twitch chat. There we go, Master Yi reconnecting. Revive is really strong because the only way to counter being dead is by not being dead. And if you get caught out, it enables you to make up for that. If you get caught out in the jungle and killed, you can get back on the field and start contributing to the fight again right away. If you die in the bottom lane, you get really unfortunate gank and your team's out of position to be able to come and help you out. You can pop that revive, get back down there, save your tower. If you want to initiate a really awful fight at Windmill to unseat them and lose 3 people in the process and then pop revive, get back up there to assert better control of it, you can do that as well. But you can only do it if you had revive. So that's why revive is good. Revive enables you to make some serious plays. Ghost, on the other hand, only helps you while you are currently alive. Unfortunately, it doesn't give you a health increase. And it helps your map presence a lot. Now let's see, there's a very important thing to note with Ghost. If you're going to use Ghost at the beginning of the game, do not use Ghost until you get to here. This is where you want to hit Ghost at. You don't want to hit it here. You want to wait until you cross the street to hit Ghost. That's the optimal place to use it. So we'll see if they know what's going on. We got Gangplank there with them as well, so that's Rally for that more movement speed. So it's like they're going to pocket the Ghost, maybe use it on the run back instead of popping that. They did not walk through the vision over here, unfortunately, which is something that you want to make sure you do. You want to make sure you go through this vision pathway there so they can't get an early look at your items or who's going to be up there first, who's capping. Wukong taking a lot of damage right away, sticking his head out there. Kha'Zix coming around from the side for Roseflier, and a lot of health taken off of Wukong right away there. Kha'Zix getting caught out, taking some more damage than I think he intended to, retreating a little bit there, and now Jarvan getting caught away from his team and taking damage as well. But while that was going on, up at the top here, Dark Implosion's team had been getting some capture in on the tower, although now they are getting zoned away by Sejuani. You see Ezreal further back here than Kha'Zix and Katarina. They would intercept any skill shots that had come in their direction. Ezreal would have been able to continue capping there if someone had tried to attack him. Twisted Fate skill shot is piercing, though, so it would not have worked against this comp, but that's just general purpose. If you want to capture a point, make sure you spread out or you have someone body blocking for you. No Prospector's items, curiously, on Roseflier's side, and only 2 of them on Dark Implosion's side as well, so going for more greedy builds by not having that. Much more fragile. Gangplank trying to retreat, gets picked off, unfortunately. Wukong, the decoy is so strong with this one. Pops that decoy. Decoy gets obliterated. Wukong gets away. Good play right there. You want to drive the creeps into these tower. Creeps significantly increase your capture rate on a point. Cat going in for a little bit of a damage trade right there. She did not get caught, fortunately for her. And she does get tagged by that right there from Twisted Fate. Gets that stun, manages to get out of the fight alive, and circles around. Has that health potion going right now. Ezreal going to Arcane Shift out of there. Does take damage from that red card. Gets a little bit slow. And blue team getting a little bit lower on health as the fight goes on. They are feeding minions into the tower, progressively getting more capture in on it. Roseflier doing a pretty good job so far. Ezreal, I'm scared for you. J4 trying to connect right there, doesn't get it. He's not 6 yet, so he does not have that Cataclysm. He's going to Arcane Shift away, start kiting him. Sejuani is chasing after, and Ezreal circles around, heads over for the drill. Sejuani is keeping Jarvan taken care of. Jarvan will not be able to capture this tower or do anything while Sejuani is alive, so he does have to fight her there. Roseflier able to unseat them from the drill. They are going to take that point and fall back, it looks like. Is Katarina going to stay around and defend? No, it looks like she is going to opt for a recall. Very safe recall there. And Master Yi down at the bottom has successfully managed to unseat Dr. Mundo. And Roseflier, excellent work so far this game. They managed to very aggressively push them off of the drill, unseat them from that point, and capture it. Master Yi in the bottom lane has been doing a lot of work over Mundo and has managed to secure that tower. And with that Meditate, he is going AP. He does not have Meditate powered up, though. But with that Meditate, it's going to give him that extra survivability on that point. And I don't know if Mundo will be able to unseat him. I don't think he quite has the durability to heal through the tower damage yet with his ultimate. So Mundo doesn't really have a lot on that bottom point there. Wukong with the airborne there on Kha'Zix. Kha'Zix is going to get a trip back to the summoner platform. Ezreal has to Arcane Shift away. And Katarina's still babysitting the point over here. Gangplank and Wukong move up to the top there, try and go for that capture on the point, but Cat is there with the Bouncing Blade in order to interrupt them and discourage them from that. Down the bottom, though, they have dedicated 2 people here to trying to get rid of Master Yi now, and this is not a good position for Master Yi to be in. Sejuani is on her way to the tower right now, but every moment that they hold this is just more points off the enemy Nexus health for them, so while this is a sort of an uncomfortable situation for them to be in, things are going to be okay even if they did lose that tower. It looks like Sejuani's presence there, threatening to... Oh, she does... Glacial Prison is down, unfortunately. So just the threat of Sejuani there to be able to CC people from Master Yi to deliver even more Alpha Strike is not good, and the Mundo and J4 fell back from that. Gameplay getting chased. Don't stand in that, Piggy! Okay, good. Oh, Ezreal! No, not quite. Ezreal was going for that last-minute true shot barrage right there. And the aggressive pressure from Rosefliers right now is making sure that the red team, Dark Implosion, cannot get out and get active on the map, which is what they need to. They need to break through this enclosure that they're in right now, and they need to get somebody up into the windmill to turn that tower around. They've got 2 on for Cat right here. Cat can interrupt multiple targets at once if they're too close together. Mundo is diving for her pretty hard right there. Sejuani enables Kha'Zix to escape by diving up on Gangplank right there, and then turns around and hangs out on the tower. Sejuani is going to be tough to unseat from that. Katarina using Sejuani as a door. Great Shunpo right there. Keeps her out of the way of Mundo. Her abilities are going to reset. She's going to put a little bit more hurt on Mundo there. Pops the ult for a couple of ticks of damage, though. It takes a cleaver as a result. But having held on to the points for as long as they are, they're going to take home this game in just a second here. The pressure from having that tower, having that contain set up, Dark Implosion not being able to break out of it at all. They got boxed in, and they just, unfortunately, were completely destroyed in that game. And we're going to have to go on to the round of 16 game next up. So it means Roseflier are going to advance to the next round, and we'll see if they can keep up that 5-cap play that they pulled off in this game. We don't see a lot of those very often, but we'll see how they handle themselves coming up here. Let's go ahead and look at the post-game screen, see the items here. You know what? The items, let me be real with you guys. The items don't mean a lot. We didn't get very far into the game. No one's builds really got to take off, unfortunately. So you have to be aware of that. So we have no idea what was going for. What the late game could have looked completely different than this, but the world may never know, because they were able to hang on to those points like they did. Take a look at damage dealt. You know what? We didn't get very far in the game. But it looks like Kha'Zix was out in front, followed by Cat, and then everyone else around there. And Graveyard Hero for this game. Well, there you go. Twisted Fate being dead 95 times as long as Ezreal. Alright, so I'm going to dig up another game. I'm going to borrow Yorick's shovel. I'm going to conjure that up out of thin air. And then I will see you right back here in just a couple.